Hey y'all, Teannabranae here. Welcome back to my channel. We got another book for y'all today. Another book review for y'all today. Today we're going to be reading End of Time by Charae Lewis. I told y'all when I reviewed her book, Out of Her League, that I had another book that I really did like that I'm going to talk about because this is my girl. We ain't going to do her like I did her in the last one. End of Time is a 3-book series. I do have my notebook as usual, so y'all gonna have to watch me look away. Okay. It's about 2 brothers and a cousin that were raised together as all 3 of them were raised together as brothers, basically. Omir, Worth, and Jew, and they had a really traumatic upbringing, and they were. That's my neighbors and their kids, y'all. Okay, it's quiet now. And an abusive childhood. And so now they're kind of trying to work through that as adults, and they have relationships with women, obviously, but they're trying to work through excuse me, that childhood trauma and become men. They're all in their 20s, so they're trying to grow up, y'all. And excuse me. They're trying to work through the trauma of their lives, and it's just the books are about like how that manifests in their relationships and how the trauma that they experienced growing up trickles down into the men that they are today. Boom. That's a good one. Okay, what I like about the book, number one, we're going to start with my favorite thing to tell y'all, because I tell y'all this all the time: multi-point of view. I love multi-point of view books. I tell y'all why I love them all the time. I feel like I don't gotta say it again. Just know it is multi-POV between 6 characters. So we got Omir, Worth, and Jew. What's Jew's real name? Is it Judah? I forgot his real name. Anyway, and then we got their girlfriends, Bellamy, Karen, and Sada. I like saying Sada's name because it made me think of Sada Baby. Anyway, those are the pairings. And another thing I like is that we actively see Omir, Worth, and Jew trying to improve themselves. So I like the fact that this book is focused on the men. Like, the book is about the men. The book is their story. The books are their story. The women have parts, but it's clear the book is about the men. To me. So we do see them actively trying to improve themselves. Like, Worth starts going to therapy, and because he has some very bad stuff happen to him as a child, and from there he eventually brings Omir and Jude to his session, and then Jude feels like he wants to go to therapy as well to work through his stuff. They tease, she teases bits of religion and Omir potentially finding peace in religion. We see Jude deciding he wants to go back to school, and he gets like a barber's license and stuff, and they all open businesses. Like, we see them actively trying to fight against and push through their upbringing and be something better than what is expected of them or what Omir and Worth's mom did to them. Okay? Another thing I like about the book, there is a disability in the book. I like when authors go against the mold of the perfect character. Bellamy in the book, who is Omir's love interest, is blind. Or at least legally blind, I should say. They make a point to make sure they specify that. But I do like the fact that she is not the typical Cause y'all know these romance novels, they become very stereotyped in the way that the women and men look. All the men got 6 and 8 packs and tattoos all over the place, and all the women are Coke bottle shaped, natural bodies with light eyes and long hair. Like that's the standard. We know that. Let's not act like we don't. Okay, okay. But I like the fact that there is a character with a perceived flaw. You get what I'm saying? Like there's nothing wrong with someone being blind, how you move through the world, how you move through the world. But I like the fact that she is not this idea of what most people who read these kind of books deem perfection. I think that's really charming. I really think that that was a nice touch by uh Charae. I didn't tell y'all this. I rated this book a 4.5 out of 5. I think that's the highest book we've done so far. I'm telling y'all, I don't like Out of Her League. But Charae's a really good writer. I tell y'all that. I told y'all when I reviewed that book, she's a really good writer. But I do like that touch of Bellamy being legally blind and still moving through the world. Do we see the challenges that come with her eyesight? Yes. But we also see her living in positivity and, thriving as an adult and living as an adult. Like she's not, what's the word, infantized in the book. She works, she makes money, she pays bills, like she lives life. You know what I'm trying to say? But at the same time, we do get to see small parts of like where the struggles come in to play. My favorite part of the book is when Bellamy is on the side of the road because she's been put out of a car and it's nighttime. She doesn't have her cell phone. So she cannot see where she's going and she just starts walking. And like over an hour later, Omir happens to be on the same street and sees her. I'm not going to tell y'all why she's on the street, but she ended up on the street. Well, I'm gonna tell y'all later. I'm gonna tell y'all. Anyway, I like the fact that he steps in and he's like, "What you doing out here? Get in the car." That scene is probably my favorite scene in the book. Dislikes. The plot of Bellamy getting engaged is a dislike for me. In the book, Bellamy has an ex whose name I can't remember. He's not important. He's an a-hole. Anyways, out of nowhere, he comes to a family barbecue and gets down on one knee. Now, this is after Omir and Bellamy have been messing around. Because they never say they're boyfriend and girlfriend, but it's clear that they are. This is after that. And this is after Bellamy's mom and grandma, who live in the same, they live in a two-family flat. They have met Omir. So they know that Bellamy has moved on from her ex. Oh, I wish I could remember his name. Anyways. But the grandma is like helping the ex propose. And I was just like, that don't make no sense because they know they see her actively going out with somebody else. So they know that she's with somebody else. Like I don't understand why they would go along with setting up a proposal and getting all the family over under the guise of Bellamy's about to get engaged. Don't tell her, but come on over. And it's just like, why would y'all do that and y'all see her actively with somebody else? Another thing I did not like about the book, this is to the same point. Throughout the book, Bellamy comes off as very strong and sure of herself. Anytime we see her in the book, she's very certain. She's very direct. She's very honest. She's very, this is how I'm going to do it. I don't need help. I'm a strong, independent woman. Like she's very that. But for some reason, she was weak enough to not want to embarrass her ex. So she just accepts the proposal. And I just feel like that didn't seem like something she would do. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it just didn't seem authentic to the character that we met. But it wasn't terrible. She obviously doesn't marry him. Her and Omir ride off into the sunset together. But the idea that she was so afraid or so I didn't want to embarrass him in front of my family. So I'm just gonna say yes. Once again, that was your family, which means if you're not around, if he's not around you, he's not gonna be around them. So you could have just said, I'm not marrying him. We moving on, and your family wouldn't even care or shouldn't care because they wouldn't be around him anyways. Anyways, that's what happens, and that is why she gets put out of the car on the side of the road. She gets put out of the car on the side of the road because she told that man, I ain't marrying you and your mama. That's what she said, your mama. And he says, get out. Oh, I wish I could remember his name because he was an a-hole and I did not like him. But I can't remember him. So it is what it is. Anyways, 4.5 out of 5. Another comfort read. I've read these 3 books at least 3 times. I love this series. I love the way they were. There's another part of the book that I really like and I want to touch on. There's a scene where Omir is the oldest. And so at one point he's like, I'm ready to get my own place. Like, we gotta go our own way. And so Ju and Omir are still living together. And he goes to Ju, and he's like, hey, I'm gonna move out. And Ju's like, I can't come with you. And he's like, Omir, I mean, you can if you want to, but you could also just stay here. Like, we are grown men now. We need to be living alone. And it just is sad because we also see the same thing in the relationship that Ju gets into with Sada in the beginning of the book. Like, it's very much so, like, even the fact that Sada is a few years older than Ju, I feel like all of that is very telling because he doesn't have a relationship with his parents. Like, I think his mom is in prison and he does not know his father. And I don't know why he does. I don't remember why he doesn't know his father, but he doesn't know his father. And it's clear in the way he clings to people. And Sada has a son, and Ju immediately takes the son in as his own, and like takes him out for ice cream and cuts his hair and just like spends time with him. And I think that the way we see Ju grow throughout the book is he's probably my favorite character in terms of development. But I think overall Amir's my favorite. But I do enjoy the journey that we get to see Ju go on in terms of like having this mentality of wanting a family and being the youngest basically and don't leave me, to now we see him grow into like head of a household and a father figure and embrace a ready-made family. And I think that's really great to see. And he gets to eventually reconnect with his mom and he's really happy about it, and it kind of just like sets him on a different path, which is why I say I like the fact that we get to see them improve. We get to see them actively working at getting better. Chef's kiss. Shout out to you, Charae. This one you redeemed. But the sad thing is I read this book first. I read this series first, Charae. So you didn't redeem. Let me not say that. But anyway, like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff down below. Let me know what you guys think about this video. If you have any books that you think I should review, maybe I will. I don't know. It depends on how I feel about the book. But like I said, 4.5 out of 5. Bye. I'll see you guys in the next video.